And we're joined by Councillor Gord Lovegrove. You brought up one of your pet ideas, this light, rapid transit in an informal way during a transportation discussion. I guess, tipping your hat, so to speak, that you're still serious about putting forward this idea.
Absolutely, Ken. I talked to over 10,000 people on the streets of Kelowna, walking through the neighborhoods, visiting the farmers market. Every one of them was hopping up and down excited about it. So absolutely, people like the light rail solution. And the reason I brought it up informal, because there was a staff report before showing 30% of people would actually like to hop on the bus more, they can't, and 30% of people also want to drive less, and they can't because there aren't any reasonable, sustainable choices. 80% want to invest in sustainable transportation.
So what's it going to take for you to get this before council as an agenda item so that, you know, if there are possibilities that they can be fully explored and it's not just, you know, sound bites on the topic?
We as a council have been having closed priority setting meetings. You're going to hear about those soon. That's all I can say at that point. The regional district is meeting this week to talk about its priorities at a regional level. I've also been invited to present to other regional districts, North Okanagan. We have people all up and down this valley. The mayor of Kamloops, who I met last week at the local government, Southern Interior local government meetings, he's extremely excited about the idea of connecting up to Kamloops. He immediately glommed on to the tourism potential, and not just tourism, but also safety. You've heard about major crashes on the Coquihalla. Connecting our communities, between our communities. This has been something that's going on for 40 years in Germany with tram trains.
Right. Okay, now as soon as it comes up though, and there's this 3-year-old report put forward by the city that suggests the price per kilometer between $46 and $170 million and a lack of population density to support rail transportation. So it's like it's dead in the water right there, but you say no, that those numbers aren't right?
No, I really appreciate you giving me a chance to speak and respond to that comment. The staff report 3 years ago was correct. If you're dealing with a SkyTrain technology that they have in Vancouver, $200 million per kilometer, unaffordable. We don't have the density in this valley. The staff, though, what they did is they looked around North America at short 20, 30 kilometer long systems to cost it out, and they came in at, I believe it was 70 to 140 million per kilometer. Absolutely true. We're not talking 50 or 40 kilometers, we're talking 300 kilometers. So the economy of scale takes over from between the border and Kamloops. Secondly, is we're talking a different technology, something that's been running for over 40 years in Karlsruhe. They call it the Karlsruhe, Germany model. Check it out. Wiki, Google, it's a tram. A streetcar in North America is what it's called. It's a tram-train. So it runs city speeds in cities, low profile rails, low floor car, and it runs at highway speeds between cities. And its cost is well under that. It's under 20 million per kilometer. It's under 10 million per kilometer for a center line on the track. It's half the cost of widening our highways. Our Highway 97 is cheaper.
Okay, so the numbers that were shared in that report from a few years ago were looking at the expenses that cities encounter when they're putting rail through heavily populated urban areas, and that's why it's more expensive?
Well, it's more expensive for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's always property impacts. What I'm talking about roughly runs on Highway 97. The route is not an issue. This thing can go up any hill Highway 97 currently has, around any corner, and it's up to First Nation communities, local governments, regional districts to decide where they want this thing in relation to Highway 97, whether it's on the highway, beside the highway, in the middle of the highway. Route is a huge part of the discussion. I'm just talking centerline costs on average, and I've ridden the entire corridor with one of Western Canada's largest railway contractors who is saying the cost is actually under 10 million per kilometer. I'm saying no, as I don't want to be accused of pie in the sky, which I have already. He's saying it's well under 10. What we really are asking for is you need it to be valley-wide, so that the tourism benefits kick in, the road safety benefits, the climate benefits.
Okay, I can see a lot of members of the public getting on an idea that would get us to escape traffic jams. You know, something within Kelowna, or to get from West Kelowna to the airport. I don't hear too many people saying, I want to get on a train from the border to Kamloops, which is, so I don't know if you've got public support for that part of it.
Well, like I said, I talked to over 10,000 people, and I'm getting emails today based on the article from Tourism Kelowna already saying, how can we help? So I'm going to be presenting to them shortly. Really what you're not hearing is what I heard, in that I would love to go taste wine in Osoyoos, in Oliver. I have a daughter that does not drive. She lives in Penticton. I'd like her to come and visit us. So folks from Kelowna, from areas and communities up and down the valley taking trips. So there's huge tourism benefits. The commuter benefits, we've already heard many people talk about downtown to Kelowna, but you can bet downtown to the airport. You can bet West Kelowna want to get in on that. Then it's going to extend to West Kelowna, and then guess what? Peachland and Penticton. I've already had discussions with the Penticton Indian Band. I would love to see our First Nations communities rise up and make a statement about this.
So would what you're envisioning start within a place like the city of Kelowna, where it could build beyond that? Because if it's between, say, Osoyoos and Kamloops and Peachland and Kelowna and everything in between, well, this is a sort of a provincial transportation route.
Yeah, and basically you're going right where a lot of people are concerned.
You've got to get elected to the legislature to put that forward.
No, we what are called build a coalition of support. You might remember a name called Teresa Arsenault when she was with me as part of the Okanagan Partnership, and we had these same discussions in 2008. The regret we had is it didn't gain more traction then. Well, now we know 30% of the people would get right on it the day it starts. 30% less traffic.
Something the city of Kelowna could do first to be the first steps towards something that could get bigger?
Well, we're going to have those discussions. There's a long process, and I'm asking people to show support, but be patient. Nothing happens overnight the way we all want it to, but absolutely advocacy. A valley-long transportation authority where you've got 5 regional districts. Now you've got some local control over your transit. You've got an authority provincially constituted. So we really need to go to the province and ask them to constitute, much like a TransLink in Vancouver, Valley Long Transportation Authority, and then we have that control over service level, fares, routing, and consultation, and who leads it, with mayors, First Nations, provincial appointees. That's really what I think the vision is. It works well in Vancouver, it works well in the Netherlands and Germany, where you see these technologies that have been running for 40 years. Why can't we do it here?
So, 2 things. Do you have support from fellow councillors, and what's the next step? When do we see a step in the direction of realizing something similar to what you're imagining?
Okay, I can tell you yes, and I don't want to go into details.
You've got support on council?
Absolutely. We have support at council level. We have support across the region.
So what's the next stage? What's
the next step would be, okay, let's get public with our priorities and agree on. I'm thinking that one of the obvious next steps would be, let's get a planning study going for the valley-wide. Let's start the engagement. Let's actually find out who's going to lead the process. Let's advocate to the province on this authority. Are we going to have this, or where's it going to go? Kelowna, we can initiate, but Kelowna is one of many communities that we want to connect like a string of pearls by this. So.
All right. Well, we'll be waiting to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for telling us about it.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.